Hello there, my very good friends. On today's wrestling news, what the heck else are we going to talk about apart from Adam Copeland?
Yeah, Adam Copeland speaks out on his AEW debut.
And we got some backstage reactions from AEW and WWE.
I'm Adam Wilborn.
And I sincerely hope that the blue half of Glasgow had a great weekend.
And this is the news. Double news day.
Yeah.
More coming later on today, but this is just Edge-centric one, isn't
Edge
it?
stuff. Adam Copeland, the Edger, the Rated R superstar.
Sexton Hardcastle himself.
Damien Striker, I think was another one. He had lots of names, but his name now, oh god, I dropped my phone almost, is Adam Copeland. He debuted for AEW at WrestleDream last night. It's too late to give a spoiler warning, I guess. I mean, you've seen the headline already. You watch the show before you watch the news, as always.
I haven't watched WrestleDream, full disclosure, and I've got a spoiler thing on my computer, so I don't find out any other spoilers, but the first thing I was going to check was, well, did Edge show up?
Yeah, he did. He did.
Don't look at the news if you don't want to know spoilers. I don't know what to tell you.
Don't be a silly sausage.
Come on.
Having kids, man, you can't watch wrestling anymore. It's a shame. You hate to see it. Let's talk about Adam Copeland. He debuted at the end of the show. Darby Allin had lost in his 2 out of 3 falls match. Christian Cage beat him. I'm going to have to spoil some stuff here. I'm sorry, it's the nature of the job. Nick Wayne turned heel during the match, much to his mother's chagrin.
I think I figured that because I saw the clip of Edge showing up and I thought, why isn't Nick Wayne doing anything?
Yeah, what's going on here? That prompted the finish to the final fall. So Christian retains the title. The first fall was really funny. You're going to enjoy it. Christian retains the title. Luchasaurus comes down. Nick Wayne's there, obviously. Darby Allin is basically screwed. Sting comes out to a big pop, but he's kind of screwed as well because there's 3 of them.
Numbers
and only
game, baby. 2
of him. Lights cut out. We get a vignette. It says our feature presentation. Some guys driving a car through the city. The car pulls up outside. You think you know him? Hits through the arena.
What?
They've changed it a little bit. And Metalingus by Alter Bridge, they got that as well. And Adam Copeland comes out. Runs across the stage, does his usual thing. He's all fired up. He comes down. Christian's trying to do a concerto on dudes. Adam Copeland insinuates that maybe he's going to get involved in that. But no, he cracks Nick Wayne with the chair. He throws it at Luchasaurus. Just goes, take that.
Yeah.
Hits Luchasaurus with a spear. Or did he hit Nick Wayne with a spear? I don't know. I got bad memory. Christian bailed, basically. Copeland's in the middle of the ring, closing the show. Tony Khan has confirmed on Twitter that this man is signed to AEW. He then confirmed during the post-show media scrum that he's going to be full-time.
Wow.
He's not even going to be a part-time. He's going to be a full-time bloke.
Again, working for WhatCulture.
Yeah, why not?
That bloody part-timers we've got here.
I know, they're all over the place. Edge is going to wrestle his first match. It's against Luchasaurus. It's not this week. He's going to be on the show this week. But next week's show is on Tuesday. And he's gonna wrestle Luchasaurus.
Is that the big show? Is that got the world title match in the women's match?
Yes, it does. It's got Shida. So Title Tuesday, it's called. So there you go. Adam Copeland is All Elite. His WWE contract expired yesterday.
Yeah.
And he showed up in his new company yesterday. So there you are.
No messing about. We'll give our thoughts on it in a second. I'll just run you through what he had to say himself on social media regarding the jump, and it's very appropriate and nice and understandable and very civilised, which I sense the conversation on Twitter never is. Adam Copeland wrote, from the desk of, some of you may now know, I'm no longer with WWE. My new home is AEW. I'm excited. Whole new roster, some familiar faces that I wanted to work with again, and a whole set of first ever matches, new challenges, and if you follow my career, you know that's what I've always been driven by. He addressed his time in WWE, saying, I love WWE, appreciate everything company did for me, always have, always will, put me on the map, gave me amazing opportunities, allowed me to be supplied with a wonderful life. Meeting the woman I'd start my family with, I got a little bit worried when I read some relationships just grow apart, and I was like, what's happening, Adam? But he meant with WWE. He said, I feel with WWE, I feel the WWE and I have just outgrown each other. I wanted to do more. They didn't have much more for me to do. It's as simple as that. That's okay. I'll still be watching, still be supporting all my friends there. I don't buy into this odd mentality of one company or the other. Preach, Adam. It's weird. If you took offense to that, take a walk, get some fresh air, yeah, soak up some sunshine. It's wrestling, an amazing gig, but still, it's wrestling. Relax. It's supposed to be fun, and it's just a segment of fans, not most fans, and definitely not the performers. Within the industry, all know that more choices is better for everyone and pushes all to be better. As a wrestling fan, which I still am, it's still exciting that there's viable companies providing wrestling on national and worldwide platforms. If you're actually a fan of wrestling and not acronyms, that should make you happy too. I guess what I'm trying to say is this: if you'd appreciate my work, you still can, no matter what the initials are, because I'll still be busting my ass every time I'm out there. The ride isn't over just yet. Just try to have fun like it should be, because trust me, I'll be having fun every time I'm out there in an AEW ring. Let's go!
Fair, balanced, enthusiastic, thankful, graceful. Just a nice.
Doesn't fit on X, that does it?
Yeah, like he's got the verified account, so he can do bigger tweets, and even then, it doesn't really fit. So hey, shout out to Adam Copeland. Again, we'll talk about him. We'll give our thoughts in a little bit. We'll just do this last kind of story on his situation, which comes from Fightful Select. It's just rounding up some of the backstage reactions to all of this. Fightful published this like an hour after he showed up or something.
Messing about.
He's straight in there. He's very good at his job, as old Sean. Here we go. AEW, unanimously positive, obviously. Imagine, this guy sucks. Get rid of him. Unanimous positivity. One long-time AEW wrestler noted that they think Copeland can be the person who fills the CM Punk-shaped void in the company, although they did note that in terms of like how they'll help talent and how he'll be in a number of different positions and stuff. Although this source did note as well that Punk had been very helpful at times too. So there you go. Fair, balanced. Another AEW talent indicated that although they were not officially clued in that Copeland was showing up, it was the worst kept secret in wrestling. Talent in both companies had been speaking about Copeland going to AEW as something that could possibly happen as far back as August. And this past weekend, this weekend, I guess yesterday and the day before, it turned into like a matter-of-fact conversation, apparently. WWE sources noted by the start of the summer that it was obvious Edge wasn't going to... Copeland, whatever.
Yeah.
It was going to take a while. Wasn't renewing there. People noted in WWE that he left there on good terms, and everyone in WWE's happy for him. So that's good.
Yeah.
So, a couple of extra things to note. Edge, you can't use the name Edge. WWE owns that. WWE does not own Rated R Superstar. They abandoned that trademark in 2020, so that's why he can use that in AEW. In addition, WWE does not own the exclusive rights to Metalingus, the Alter Bridge song, which is why he can use that in AEW. I saw somebody joke that Tony Khan gave up one use of Final Countdown to license Alter Bridge forever. That's very funny.
Fair trade.
Given the cost of Europe. But yeah, there you go. That's everything we know about Adam Copeland so far. He spoke a bit at the press scrum. It's all very exciting.
Yeah, I'm really excited about this. Excited to see what he can do. Obviously, yes, you've got the interactions with Christian. Understandably, that you would debut him involved in that storyline. But as Edge... Oh, God damn it. It's going
to take a few weeks.
As Adam Copeland said himself, not only is it fun to see what potential re-interactions he's going to have with people on that roster, like... We're going to be no doubt producing lists about this in the coming days. Think of all the exciting potential matches he could have there. The Adam Copeland to AEW thing is exactly the same as the Jade Cargill thing to WWE. It's really badly kept secret. Everything just sort of added up. I'm really pleased that they've both been amicable splits and switches to the other company. Hopefully, the tribalistic nature of everything will calm down. It won't, but I'm hoping that these two can at least be somewhat catalysts for that. And just so much exciting matches on both sides for both of them.
Yeah, I think wrestlers jumping ship from one company to another is like one of the most exciting things about wrestling. It's if you ever get just a little bit tired of someone in an environment, they go to a new one and they're completely fresh and different and they're interacting with different people. I saw someone point out the other week, I think it was on Twitter, that the dream matches don't exist if people don't jump ship.
Yeah.
Those things never happen. If you stay in one place all your life and you only wrestle the same people over and over, there's no such thing as a dream match in these exciting blockbuster first time ever things. So to me, this is really healthy. To me, this is the sign of a strong business, strong environment across the board. And I'm glad to see people spreading their wings and going elsewhere. It was the same with Cody the other year, going back to WWE. Look how well that's turned out. I think Adam Copeland has a lot to offer AEW in terms of storylines and behind the scenes. I think he'll be a big benefit for the company. I was like a little kid watching the debut over and over. It's really weird watching him in a company that isn't WWE.
It is strange that,
Yeah, because aside from his retirement, obviously, he'd been with that company since 1998.
Bloody hell.
It's insane. For a lot of people, the only wrestling they've ever seen from Adam Copeland has been in WWE. And for me, like, the only wrestling I'd ever seen from Adam Copeland would be WWE if I hadn't gone on YouTube and watched obscure crap over the years. But that's beside the point. It seems like a really good deal for everyone involved, and I have no idea what kind of melodramatic facial expressions and stuff this man's getting. Get
that big vein out.
Hey, he was pulling them last night. He's already at it. I love it. Good for him. This was just fun, and it wrapped a very, very good WrestleDream pay-per-view, which Mr. Simon Miller will be reviewing on this channel later on, Ups and Downs.
Yeah, if you want to know Michael Sidgwick's thoughts on it, they're going to be up at whatculture.com, and if you want to know all of our thoughts on it, you have to subscribe to the What Culture Wrestling podcast channel, because the Dadley boys, myself, Sidgwick and Hamflet, will be sitting down to review it live tomorrow, so do join us for that one, and make sure you subscribe, because if you subscribed, then you can send us questions. Speaking of sending us questions, Andy Murray, at WhatCulture WWE on X, if you want to send us Twitter questions. Andy posted a thread.
Exhibit.
At Andy H. Murray on Twitter, by the way. Let's start off. They're kind of obvious what some of the topics are going to be on this one.
Yep.
AD kicks us off. Morning, guys. Do you think Edge could be a bigger signing for AEW than CM Punk? Also, how bloody fantastic was that whole WrestleDream show?
Yeah, it was a sensational show. Nah, he won't be bigger than CM Punk. The circumstances of CM Punk are once in a generation. He'd been out for 7 years. His kind of voice of the voiceless pipe bomb shtick was a big part of the reason why there was a movement for an alternative promotion in the first place. So, like, identity-wise, he fit AEW like a glove. He's a bigger ratings draw than Edge. In terms of, like, obviously he goes to AEW, he's not pulling audiences of 3 million or whatever, but in terms of individual impact over the years, like, look, I'm a big appreciator of Edge, and in arenas, he was over like hell. Incredible, crazy pops. But the man was not a ratings driver for WWE. The exception would be his retirement match, which popped a nice little number, or his final match, or whatever you want to bill it as, which popped a nice little number for SmackDown, but that's a special circumstance. So that's not to say he won't be a draw for AEW.
Yeah, it's very harsh to compare him to CM Punk, isn't it?
I think he will be, but I don't think he'll be a bigger... What was the phrasing of the question again?
A bigger signing for AEW than CM Punk.
So in that regard, no. However, I also don't think he'll get in backstage fights every 3 months.
It's the trade-off, isn't it?
Yeah, which will be a lot, which will be good.
Yeah, look, I think, CM Punk's an unfair comparison, because as Andy said, that's very unique. But I think it'll be a decent get for AEW in terms of, you and I were talking about this in the office, casual fans, and I don't like often talking about this sort of thing, but like
because they don't exist.
Yeah, when I spoke to my friends who are very sort of, is Stone Cold and The Rock still fighting? No, it's not 20 years ago. Not even actually longer than that, 25 years ago, right? But when I first spoke to them about AEW, the two names they mentioned to me were Jim Ross and Chris Jericho, because that's the ones they know from the Fed. So I think some people hearing like, Edge is over there now, and they're doing Edge and Christian stuff one way or another. I think you might get a bit of an uptick, but yeah, like Andy said, not in an exactly comparable way to CM Punk. But nevertheless, for hardcore wrestling fans, this is awesome for all the reasons Andy laid out, all the potential matches. Just spin the big wheel of AEW wrestlers, and whoever it lands on, great. I've never seen that match before.
Looper.
Yeah.
Fire it up. Why not?
Mark Smith, another great question regarding Adam Copeland. I'm going to get this right.
We're getting there.
The day I get one news through without calling him Edge, coffee's good brews for everyone in the office. Mark Smith says, morning boys, is Adam Copeland going to AEW? Proof that WWE are still complacent about so-called lifers jumping ship.
I don't know if it's complacency. I think that this is a business situation. I think that with the Endeavour takeover, and I'm aware that it didn't close until a couple of weeks ago, but I think that the Endeavour takeover is going to be a paradigm shift. I don't think you're going to see WWE offering these major money contracts anymore. Look what they did with the UFC when they took over. They shed people like Randy Couture, beloved figures in that company. Okay, Randy wasn't fighting at the time, he was a broadcaster or whatever, but it's the same principle. I think they're going to look at people that they don't see as immediate drivers of business. So that's everyone basically, apart from the Roman Reigns Cody Rhodes tier.
Yeah.
And I think that if they ask more than WWE are willing to pay, whereas previously they would have gone up to prevent them from going elsewhere, I don't think Endeavour give a damn about that. I think that if Endeavour went, hello, Adam Copeland, we will give you X. And Adam went, no, I want Y. And they went, well, it's X, tough.
Yeah.
I think that is probably what they're going to do with a lot of people. Now, I'm not saying that that was the case specifically with Copeland. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. I think this is a paradigm shift. I think this is a change. And I think that the likes of Sheamus, Drew, Becky, whose contracts are up in the not too distant future. A couple of years ago, WWE would have paid them astronomical amounts to stick around. Now, I'm not so sure.
Yeah, I think you're right. There's just no room for nostalgia now, basically, within WWE. I think, take Becky Lynch, for example. If they think they've done all they can with her, I don't think they have.
Yeah, she might be the exception.
Yeah, but even so, they wouldn't just be like, you're Becky Lynch, you won in the main event of WrestleMania 35, so we'll just keep you around because you're Becky Lynch. That's not going to happen. They are going to use the big money deals for the likes of Jay Cargill, for example, someone new that they can get in and be like, hey, look, this is new, it's fresh, it's different, but they aren't just going to keep people on because, for example, and this is nothing against him, you're Dolph Ziggler and you've been here for however many years. There's no room for that anymore, and I also don't think that they're as concerned about people going to AEW as they were maybe a few years ago. You remember what it was like in late 2019, early 2020, where even the Good Brothers were being offered ridiculous numbers because they were just like, no one leave, no one go anywhere.
Yeah, it's a paradigm shift. I don't think they're going to be as aggressive when it comes to talent as they were.
Final question today comes from Blackheart. It's an appropriate question, this, for reasons that will come apparent in a second. Good morning, newest Dadley and emissary of bald kind. Great sound for the question. What was your guys' favourite match or moment of the weekend? You can pick an overall favourite one or one from each night if it makes it easier. Have a good one. You can have a good one, Blackheart. We've got a confession, Andy.
Yeah, I've only watched one show this
So
weekend.
have I. But thankfully, it's the opposite.
Exactly.
You watched WrestleDream.
Yeah, I got consumed by project work this weekend. I was working for 12 hours yesterday, so I did not get a chance to watch the wrestling. But I will be watching No Mercy tonight to properly catch up. I'm aware of all the results and everything, obviously, because in this, it just happened. It just happens.
It's the game we play, baby.
So I've heard good things about certain things on that show, but I've not seen them with my own eyeballs. Zack Sabre Jr. versus Bryan Danielson was the first 5-star match of 2023.
Wow, yeah, you've been very...
Yeah, I'm a stingy marker. I think 5 stars should be special. Generally, I think there should only be a few dozen 5-star matches in history, let alone in a year. It kind of it doesn't matter, right? But it does kind of irritate me a little bit when people a good TV match happens and people are 5 star. Nah, that should be special, and that was a special match to me. I think it was. I have no shortage of superlatives.
You're like Dave used to be.
Yes, I'm very stingy. 1 a year max. Yeah.
I mean, I'm really glad that you've said that. Like I say, I don't know anything other than Edge about WrestleDream. I haven't watched that because I'm a dad now, and I'm not staying up till 5 a.m. on a Sunday into Monday because, I'd be struggling on the news as is, let alone Jesus. But I stayed up to watch NXT No Mercy, which in my opinion was the show of the weekend, because I haven't watched WrestleDream yet. And I genuinely thought it was a sensational show. I know I'm banging this drum all the time, and often it is a gimmick, Andy. But I really think NXT's doing great stuff right now, and if you went away for it for a while, I completely understand. If you want to get back into it, now is the time. Go and check out NXT No Mercy. I thought across the board it was a brilliant show. I'm very biased regarding the tag team title match, but I thought it just showcased what amazing talent they've got there. Spoilers, I'm incredibly happy for Trick Williams. That boy deserves it, and he was phenomenal in the match with Dominic Mysterio. But it's a boring bitch answer. Ilya Dragunov and Carmelo Hayes was 5 stars for me, and some people won't like that style of match, and I myself, the last time they faced off at Great American Bash, was a bit like, got it, yeah, Carmelo Hayes is sensational, and Ilya Dragunov hits really hard. There's the match. But my jaw was on the floor after watching that. I was struggling. I've got a small child, a 6-week-old, that burps in department stores and make people turn around and look at me thinking it's me that's done it, right? And I was like, oh God, it's like 2, 3 a.m. And in the old days, I'd have been fine with that. I was struggling. And then that match woke me up. It was awesome, but go and check out the whole show, as I will go and check out WrestleDream later on today, as well as checking out Simon Miller's ups and downs that are coming your way later today.
And you will check out this video.
Like this video, there we go.
Bye.